Hello everyone, my name is Sasha and today we will paint beautiful canyon with watercolor colors. We will do it with only one brush, size 12 round brush. Also you will need watercolor paper, watercolor colors, pencil, eraser and some water. First we will start with the sketch and this composition will be a little bit unusual because first we will do the horizon line, and this horizon line we will do on the third part. So third part of our paper will take sky. Our clouds going from the left side to the right side. You can see it's like a diagonal lines. And there, here should be the canyon. First, we're doing some lines, and this will be our first plan. So here we'll do some vertical lines. As a perspective, these two lines go into the one point. And getting smaller and smaller and smaller on the way to horizon line. You can do, it's not exactly like I'm doing, you can do just some like abstract lines, up to you, but it should be very interesting. And some lines for the first plan, so we're ready to color. Watercolor, we starting to paint with the light first. So first I'm starting with the sky and doing my sky wet. It's always best if your paper lay down on the table or floor, I don't know, because in this case it's easier to keep water always flat, it will not go down. So first we starting our sky with the sky blue color, and the top should be the most dark, the most intensive, and you blending your color down step by step with water to the light color. So it's always gradient, you should always keep this gradient from intensive to the light. Don't color your clouds. And now, before we will do clouds, I'll just let it dry. So the next step is we doing everything wet. We going lower, and now I'm just doing wet all my grass on the canyon. So first we will start from the second plan, from the mountains on the second plan, and for this I'm mixing blue sky color and some purple. And first it's our second plan, yeah, don't be too dark here, please make it very transparent and light, but these colors should be cool. Because we have so much space between of you and these mountains. Next layer will be a bit closer to green color, so I'm adding some dark green and step by step going down with this still quite cool color but closer to the green. And now we will do bright colors. So our grass, it's middle of the day, yeah, and you can imagine how bright is this, how sun is shining very, very bright. And now we have to do very yellow and maybe like even lemon yellow first plan, but second plan still quite cool. Also please don't forget that when watercolor getting drier, you need to you will see it's getting lighter. So you need to use intensive and bright colors. Don't be scared of them, because you will see after some time it will look lighter. For the very first plan, you can even use non-transparent, very intensive yellow. Some cool green and some blue for the first plan. Okay, so now we will let dry this part before we will do canyon, and now we can go to the clouds again. So first I'm mixing some purple and ultramarine with purple on the another side of my plate. And again we need to do our clouds a little bit wet. Light is going from top, so we color only bottom with this color. Imagine the clouds are flat and on top there is some form. So we color only flat bottom, only with one line. And if it was too much water and color goes to the wrong way, we can fix it very easy. So look, you just need to dry your brush with your fingers like this, and now we can clean these parts what we now need here and leave the light white or almost white. In the middle we can leave a little bit more purple. Okay, so now it's time for canyon. It's dry already, my grass is dry, so we can start to work here in this area. So our base color for the canyon will be yellow ochre. I will use it for the first plan. For second plan I will use a little bit of orange color. Here will be some orange. And for the very third plan, we will do this part in shadow. So first we will start with ochre and orange. At this time it's important to keep your color transparent, because it's second plan, it's far from us. Color should be not intensive. For this you need to just use some water. Also, I want to say that usually people saying that watercolor is the most complicated material, but it's actually maybe true in some way, but you can always fix almost all your mistake if you have a right paper. So just buy paper for watercolor, and because of the big size of it, because of speciality of this paper, you can fix it, you can do many layers, you can even clean a little bit it with water. So like I'm here doing, you see, that was quite too much dark on top of the cloud, and I just decided to clean it. So I took away some of this color, some of the shadows, even after it dries. Okay, so now let's continue with the canyon. This part is on the very first plan and it can be more intensive. I'm using red brown for this, but I think it's even too transparent, so here we can be really intensive and brave. It's not transparent anymore, as you can see. First plan very close to us, so we can be more brave. And now shadow here with purple color. It's only purple, yeah, nothing else. And I'm doing line exactly under the grass. And here is very important to keep it contrast. So light on top and very dark exactly after the grass. Light is from top. And here there is no light, no way, because light is from top. And this is the most dark place on this picture. So now the shadow and the background is ready, and now we can add a little bit of texture, a little bit of vertical lines to show the dry earth. Some stones maybe. So let's keep going with the shadows. For the left part, I'm doing the same thing, but a little bit lighter, just a little bit lighter. And when you start exactly under the grass, it's more intensive. When you're going down, I'm blending it a little bit with water. It's more light. And second plan, it's actually third plan. We're doing this part with the purple and ultramarine, still transparent. So now I can see that light on my sky is not enough intensive. It has same color as sky, and I'd like to make my sky more intensive because I cannot make light lighter, right? So I just can do background, deeper background, more dark, and it will make our light on the clouds brighter. Maybe you don't have the same problem, but if you have it, please, you can add some more. Okay, so now I really can see the light. So now let's continue work with this third plan. I'd like to add some more color to the mountains, to the second layer of the mountains. A little bit more ultramarine to this. And now, here on the grass, there is sometimes some shadows from the clouds. I'm sure if you've been on the places like this, on the countryside, you can see that usually there is big spots, big shadow spots from the clouds, so you can always everywhere add it. Now some more for the first plan. Little bit green here, more bright, because it's still too transparent for the first plan. And bright green. So now it's still background here. I'm still not adding any exact details, but here for the first plan I will do some small grasses later. Yeah. So now I want to add some more ochre to the second plan to make it more interesting. There is some dry grass on the second plan. So here you need to play with colors always. You need to always make different shades of green. Maybe some, yeah, there is some shadows from clouds. Use ultramarine, please. Sky blue could be too bright, so ultramarine. I'm even doing it maybe not too bright, adding red brown. Looks even a bit greenish, you see. So I only mix ultramarine and red brown, and we build in some shadows from the clouds. Cloud for the first plan, shadow of the cloud. So now look, for the first plan I will do some grasses. First I'm doing it on the wet. Okay, so now we need to work with this canyon, and now I'll ask you to imagine there is light from top, and this horizontal part is on light here, and here is vertical part is on shadow, and we need to separate them. So first let's mix color, red brown, a little bit of purple, and a little bit of ultramarine as soon as we're working with shadows on the vertical part. Yeah. So first I'm just doing the line exactly under my grass and building some texture with the vertical lines. Here is quite wet, so I cannot continue here, and I'm working everywhere where I can. So on the very top we need to keep contrast, maximum contrast, and here low border we are just blending with water and taking down, but vertical lines, always vertical lines. Yeah, so that's how we keep the texture. It would be best if you watch first and we'll do after. So here is some textures, and this part we separate from the horizontal part. So at this time it's just still transparent, but somewhere we will do it a bit later and darker. On the first plan a little bit more ultramarine, a little bit more cool, and as usually darker. So don't forget, if we have a natural light, if it's from the sun, our shadows always very cool. You can see it on the impressionists pictures. To the yellow we add in purple. To the orange we add in ultramarine. It doesn't mean that our shadows just should be cool, yeah, just like purple or blue. It means we add these colors to the base colors. So our base here is ochre and brown. So guys, now it's very important to stand up and go a little bit more far from your artwork to see where we need to add something else to keep everything in balance. And as more often you will do this, as better your work will look like. So here I found out that I don't have enough contrast because we haven't done it yet here. So I'm doing one more shadow. Here also no contrast, so one more time I will tell you, it's very important here now to build the form, to build a beautiful effect, is keep contrast between light and shadows. Light is on top, shadows under the grass. So here we need to do everywhere very nice and beautiful shadows. On the second plan also should be a little bit more interesting because here I can't feel it. So here I'd like to add some more texture too, but here it's with cool colors, a bit cooler, and building the form very far from us. Like this. And here I'm just cleaning a little bit of color to make it lighter. So now it's time for the very first plan, and now I'm working with the grass. Sometimes you can feel like you need to take a small brush, but I will tell you that big brush with a tiny end is much better, because here you can just so look, small brush cannot keep a lot of color, and water cannot keep enough, and with the small brush you need to more often go to the water and back to color and back to work. But if you have a big brush, if it has a good form, if you're using it right, with a very tiny end like this. You see here where it's big, brush keeps all your color and all your water, so you can just one time go to the color and work with big amount of your grass or any other details. It's also make your work more relaxing because you don't need to always change anything. Okay, so next step is I'm doing some more green on the inside canyon part, and keep going with the grass but changing some colors. So I add some yellow to this. Some blue and some purple. And somewhere I just like to make more different forms with orange. So not with orange, but I'm adding some orange to green. And here I'd like to make it a little bit more interesting on the second plan, to don't keep the same colors everywhere, and just like to add some more cool green, but always only horizontal lines. And now you just need to look at your artwork and add anything you want to add, anything you wish to see. If you feel like there is not enough texture, you can just do it. You can just see all the picture and feel the balance. And you need to understand that your first plan is very close. You need to feel the depth of landscape, yeah? Because on the landscape, depth is the most important thing. You need to feel this air, you need to feel how far all the parts of your landscape from you. Okay, so guys, now I would like to say you that this landscape I found in my when I was watching one cartoon with my daughter, and if you can guess from which cartoon was taken this reference, please comment it below, and I will give you, if you will do it right, if you will guess what cartoon is this, I will give you access to my class of acrylic painting about Sunset Lake with my feedback. So if you will win, I will add you to the group with this class, and after you can get my feedback by sending me picture and ask me questions, and I will tell you what to do with this. So it's like my professional online class for all who will guess this cartoon right. Please comment it here, or you can comment in my Instagram after this picture, under this picture. In the end, I'm sometimes using a black pen or liner to make more intensive some details. You can do it too, or just keep your art like this. Yeah, I would like to say you thank you so much for being with me on my channel. Please like and subscribe if that was helpful. Also, I'd like to say that I have my Patreon. You can see the link below, and if you will join my Patreon, that would be big support for me. And also I will give you some more information, some more references, some more feedbacks, and beautiful community of artists. So now I'm taking away my tape. I put it in the beginning. It's paper tape. First to make a frame, and second I am using this to keep my paper flat, not wavy. And it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much one more time. Don't forget about likes, and we'll see you on the next videos. Bye bye.